Hey guys, I just wanted to thank everybody for all of your comments and just all the supportive feedback I got on the last video about our 2 years here on the property. It has been a wild ride, that's for sure. One of the things I love about this channel is the community that seems to be developing here. There's a community on Next Level Gardening as well, but that's a community of gardeners, and it feels like this is a community of friends, if that makes sense. But just reading the comments on that video, so many of you have been with me for years, and it just feels like kind of family, just tagging along for the ride. And I wish you could all be here. Maybe someday we'll figure out a way to make that happen. Somebody that I wish wasn't here was the one that made those paw prints a couple videos back. It seems to be the consensus of most everybody, including some really trustworthy people who are in that space and kind of know that it was a big cat, obviously a mountain lion, bigger than a bobcat. And when I first saw those paw prints, I kind of knew that. I was just kind of hoping that I was wrong. So I did end up talking to some of my neighbors, and yeah, they've all apparently seen mountain lions around here. Not very often, but it seems that all the rains have brought more water to the lakes. There's actually a lake just kind of over those mountains there. And at that lake, they have seen deer returning, which I guess hadn't been there in a while. And we've never seen deer here. None of our neighbors have seen deer right here. And I always figured, well, if there's no big game, then there's no big game hunters. Well, I guess they can eat coyotes and raccoons and things that aren't so big just to sustain them. I decided I'm going to put a trail cam out here, and we're going to see if we catch that mountain lion coming back. If we do, I was told to report it, so I will do that. I actually bought this little camera back when we first got Scar and Mufasa, because something was eating their food during the night. And with that camera, we were able to figure out what it was. So I gotta try to decide where to put this camera. I don't necessarily want it out here on this pad because this fence is open and anybody could just come in and take it. That probably wouldn't happen because the only people who come up this drive are our neighbors, but well, I guess delivery people. You just never know. So I'm thinking just right down here on this little pad, maybe it'll be camouflaged by these trees and it's far enough in where nobody will consider taking it. It's kind of weird setting up a camera to watch me set up a camera. So it's motion activated, so I'm trying to get it low enough where it doesn't get triggered by every car that drives by. So I have it kind of just facing straight ahead, so we'll get to see it walk by, or whatever walk by. It's gonna catch the cars that drive by, but there's not that many cars, so I'm not gonna worry about it. You guys notice the weather? Completely overcast. In the next 10 days, the forecast shows nothing over 75, 76 degrees. Love it. It's totally feeling fallish. The cottage garden is loving this reprieve from the heat. What makes it feel more like fall is all of our pumpkin patch is really, I mean, some of it's starting to really die, but that's a good thing because now you can actually see the pumpkins in there. Look at this one. That's the big one right there. And there's kind of a big one here. It's weirdly shaped. It's kind of flat. Got some that are interesting colors. Got the little sugar pumpkins. We've got black pumpkins. We've got white pumpkins. We've got really big fairy tale pumpkins. I'm thinking these are going to be blue and maybe pink. I'm hoping for both. And we've also got watermelon. Now, I've got 2 sugar baby watermelon, and then this one I don't remember the variety. And the tags are somewhere in the forest here of pumpkins. I've always been too late when it comes to harvesting. Last year I had a couple and they just split open. So I don't want to be late, but I don't want to be too soon either. So I've been told that you want to wait until the tendril right before the melon itself is brown and dried up. So that would be this one here. And it is dry. And then there's the thump test. So this one is much deeper, and I think that's what you're supposed to go with, right? This one's deeper than that one, so maybe we'll try picking this one. Let me get my Felcos. All right. All right, well, the chickens are going to get this half. And I'll take this half in for us, even though it doesn't look quite tasty. All right, it doesn't look super tasty, so let's see. Em? Yeah? You don't have to make that salad. Oh, no. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick the one that had a more stripy look to it, because this is exactly how the sugar baby has tasted for me the last 2 years. So I'm wondering if that's just what it's going to be here. You know what? I just saw there's another one back in here. Well, of the two, that one sounds deeper, right? Tendril is dry. You know, let's just go for it. All right, let's see if I can get this into the house. Em? Yeah? You still don't have to make it.
Oh no, that one too?
All right, just to see. I mean, there's a little more flavor, but I'm gonna give up growing watermelon. All right, I'm gonna go to the store and buy a watermelon because we were at a party last weekend or Labor Day weekend, and there was somebody brought this salad. And it was so good. And I was like, I'm going to make that as soon as our watermelons are ripe. Well, that may never happen. I'm going to leave that other one for a long time and just see what happens. But I'm going to go buy one for this salad. So some of you asked after that last video if our soil, in fact, was heavy clay. And it actually turned out not to be heavy clay. It's a good mix between clay and decomposed granite. But it's very, very nutrient rich. It grows things really well. It was just that it had never been worked ever, and it had just been, you know, rained on and baked over the decades. But now when you wet it and you work it, it's actually really easy to work. So I dodged a bullet there. Okay, this is another ADHD moment, but I was just out here in the vegetable garden and I wanted you to see this pepper. It's still really small, but look at the color. It's a variegated leaf, and then it's got these purple flowers. And here's a tiny little purple pepper. Okay, I know I had a tag in here. Come on. I'll look it up and find it. I'm pretty sure I ordered it from Baker Creek, and I'll put it on the screen. I was also taking a look at some of these tomatoes, and it looks like I've got some hornworms. There's the evidence. Now, I've been very vocal about basil keeping hornworms away. And this year, I didn't plant very much. It's still tiny and nowhere near the tomatoes that have the hornworms. So tonight, we're going to bring out a blacklight flashlight and we're going to go hunting for some hornworms that will glow in the dark with a blacklight flashlight. All right, we're going tomato worm hunting with the black light. Let's get them. Hopefully we're not going to get attacked by a mountain lion.
Right there.
Seriously, you found one already?
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, it might help to have something to put them in. Okay, where is it?
Right there. Are they going to hear our voices?
Who?
The video?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Oh, there's one.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's
he's
a
a
big
big
one.
one. I should have brought me Felcos. We only found 2, but I didn't know if there would be many because I didn't see really any leaves getting eaten. So, well, you can't really see them, but we're gonna keep them in the bucket for tonight. In the morning, chickens will get them for breakfast. Next morning, got the worms for the chickens. Gonna feed them, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I actually caught a cougar on camera, on the trail cam. I'm sorry, I had to. Now, I checked it after the first night and there was nothing, so we'll go check it again once I feed the chickens. I don't see any new tracks, but car. Coyote. That's it. Got a coyote last night. All right, well, a coyote's something, although I know we've got those everywhere here, so not a surprise. Gonna head in the house now. I think Emily is starting. We bought a watermelon yesterday. Those are expensive. I couldn't believe it. $8 for one. But Emily is making that salad now, so let's go check it out.
Hi guys! We're in the kitchen and we're gonna make this yummy salad that we had at a party we went to. Not really sure about the ingredients in it, so we're just gonna kind of wing it.
We know the ingredients, just not the amounts.
Yeah, we do. So Brian is cutting the watermelon. Ooh, that looks
Better than ours.
much better than the ones we grew. So yeah, he's cutting that up for me, and then we're gonna start making the salad. All right, well, Brian already kind of screwed it up. Cut it into wedges. Not as easy to make them into balls when they're in wedges, but we'll make it work. Couldn't find my melon baller, so we're just gonna use my tiny cookie scoop. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, while I do this, do you want to go get me some basil?
Is this enough?
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you waiting for some, Boomer? Yeah.
Oh, it's juicy.
Hold on. No comparison.
It's really gonna be balls, but
They weren't balls in theirs.
they weren't. It was chunks.
This is easier than cutting it up and slicing it.
So chop up the basil. Add the pretty shreds. I don't want to do too much basil because this one, with being so fresh, I think it's going to be really potent. Now, when we had it at the party, they put cucumbers in it too, which was really good, but we're kind of cucumbered out, so we're going to leave it out this time. Okay.
But you now have to add the final detail, which, in my opinion, made the salad.
Yes, some feta.
Everything's better with feta.
Guess we can always adjust. More feta, more basil.
Yeah, to taste, right?
I think we're about done.
This would be great in the summer. Not quite a dessert, though, because of the cheese and basil.
No. We had it at a barbecue, so barbecue chicken and burgers and stuff, and that was perfect. Ready to try?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Here you go.
All right. A little bit of everything.
Good?
I don't miss the cucumber. Yeah, it's perfect. So try that. So good.
Is it? Let me try to do a dainty bite.
Probably even better after like an hour or two in the fridge, getting cold and all melted together.
Yeah, I get it all. Really good.
Too bad it's not any of our melons.
Well, we cut them up, or I cut them up, so technically, it's just, I don't know.
So someday this could be our melons, our basil, and if we're really adventurous, feta cheese. We make our own feta with Daisy's milk.
Oh, I don't know. We're gonna try, I think.
That's good. I just had this thought. You know what might be really good in that? Bacon. Bacon pieces. Gonna have to try. So today, I'm actually going to turn my brain to start thinking again about the cottage roof. Not the front, but what most of you have been waiting for, because I've had a million comments. When are you going to do the roof? Are you going to do the roof? And even though I answered that in so many videos, guess people didn't watch those. Okay, so the plan, if I can get it back here far enough. So there's a triangle on the end. And I'm thinking, I don't know how many, I've still got, what is that, 3, is that just 3 boxes? I've got 3 boxes of thatch. There's 16 panels of thatch in each box. I've also got quite a few of these types, which generally go like on the peak or the corner, but I can use those on the edges. So I know there's some math I could do to figure out if, you know, how much thatch I have compared to how much roof I want to do, but that kind of math hurts my head even just thinking about it, so we're just gonna wing it. But anyway, so this corner, I would like that entire panel. Might be better if I go around the back. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so this triangle here, I would like to have that all thatch. Then there will also be a strip here of thatch. I don't know if it's gonna be that whole area or not. And then I would like thatch maybe a foot or 2 along the top. And then this inner portion here will be corrugated tinted plastic. And then over here, the idea was to have this all thatch, but I know I won't have that much thatch. So thatch along the edge, top, and then plastic, corrugated plastic in the middle. So I think the first thing I'll do, we need plywood. I need to do all measurements and stuff, but will be this triangle here. That's backwards. That triangle, get that done, then work across the top. Because on all the other edges, if it's just finishing off the edge, I can use those scalloped pieces. So that should work well. Something else I thought of doing is these 2 beams, well, they're 4x4 posts right now that come out the end. I'm thinking of doubling them up and putting another 4x4 right below them so it looks like a 4x8 beam. I think that'll look a little bit more substantial up there. I also need to paint up here. I think that's just stucco. I don't think it's painted at all. And then I have the little woodworking trim that I have to paint also. Same here in the run. That is painted. So that might be painted up there too, the stucco portion. But the woodwork needs to be painted. We weren't able to get any deliveries of dirt last week. The place we get it, they were down a worker. So they're bringing it here for free. So they're going to use the guys they have there, I'm sure, on things that they actually make money off of. So Bill hasn't been over this week. However, this past week, I had a viewer stop by. He's stopped by before. We've had lunch a couple of times, and that is Russ. Now, I mentioned Russ in the 2-year anniversary video. He's the one that gave me all these hedges. He also let me borrow one of these for a couple of months when I was working on all the walls out here in the vegetable garden. And it's basically a power wheelbarrow. I'll put a link down below if you guys want to check it out. It's been absolutely something that I could not have done this without. I bought my own actually after using his for a while. So he's been quite the blessing to me as well. But he stopped by last week and he brought me some more goodies. Now you guys might remember that at my last house, well, this was a long time ago. This might have been before like the main tomato video. I did a couple of dragon fruit videos. I did a harvest one and I did a pollination one. Now I brought that dragon fruit from our old house. I had to move it when we expanded the pond around the gazebo at our old house. And where I put it, I don't think it did as well because it never fruited again. It didn't grow that much, but I dug it up and I brought it here. It's been sitting in this fabric pot with very little care since we moved in. Now just this past winter with all the rain we had, it's put on all this new growth. I think what I'm going to do is take some cuttings of it and replant it. But now I've got to figure out where an entire orchard of dragon fruit is going to go. Probably in the tropical garden somewhere. But Russ brought me like 30, a little more than 30 dragon fruit plants that he had grown from cuttings. He also brought me 30 plus more cuttings that are not yet rooted. So I'll have to pot those up. But I'm thinking, avocado trees right here. I'm thinking of putting several right here in this area. And then right off of the tropical garden out here in this mess, I might put some there as well. But they need a different kind of infrastructure to grow on, so I'll have to build all that first. It's a lot more work. Thanks, Russ. No, it'll be worth it because when I tasted that dragon fruit that I grew, it was phenomenal. So we'll keep our eyes open for a cougar, mountain lion type this time. Keep that camera out there, hopefully catch something or not. I don't know what I'm wishing for. But anyway, I'm going to go have some more of that salad. I might throw some bacon pieces in and see how it tastes. I'm going to take some measurements for the cottage roof and then maybe head out to Home Depot or Lowe's to get what I need. But I'll show you that on the next video. See you then.